Welcome back to Dominate Your Day. I'm Dana Williams, and we're at the halfway point of 2026, and I want to ask you a question. Most leaders don't get this question, and I'm going to ask you this today. How are you really? Not your team, not your numbers, not your Q2 results, you. Because here is what I'm seeing with the leaders I coach and the data coming out of global workforce research. Leaders are tired, not just physically tired, cognitively, emotionally, and relationally tired. Not just physically tired, cognitively, emotionally, and relationally tired. And the exhaustion isn't coming from where most people think. What's actually draining you and what the daily revolution looks like. It's a real world antidote. Stay with me because this might reframe everything for you. So here's the conventional diagnosis. You're tired because you have too much to do. The solution, better time management, a more efficient calendar. Learn to say no, time block your work. And while those things aren't wrong, they miss the root cause entirely. The latest research from Deloitte tells us that cognitive overload, the constant shifting of context, the volume of micro decisions, the relentless reactivity has now surpassed workload volume as the number one driver of burnout. You're not burning out from doing too much. You're burning out from never being intentional. Think about it. How many times yesterday did you check your phone before you even formed a clear thought? How many times did you walk into a meeting without any sense of how you wanted to show up? How many times did you react to someone's urgency and abandon your own? We've all been there. We're all in the middle of this. That's default mode. And most high-performing leaders live there 80% of their day without even realizing it. It's not a failure, it's a pattern. But patterns have consequences. And the consequence of default mode is exactly the kind of exhaustion that no vacation or productivity app can fix. I want to tell you about a person who lived this. She was running a high-performing team. She was an executive of an amazing company, and she was burnt out. She didn't realize it because she started having medical issues, and she just kept putting them away and thinking she's going to get better. She's going to get better. And she just kept dealing with it for a year until a friend said, I think you're not getting better. I think you need to look into what's really going on. And so she did, and she got some help. And then she realized she needed to step down from that role and take a break and really realign herself. Now she's teaching yoga. She's got a new role where she's not as overwhelmed each day in a whole new company, and she's really managing her boundaries. So here's the reframe I want you to offer you today. The solution to cognitive overload isn't simplification, it's intention, just like my friend that I'm telling you about. She took an intention to finally change her life. When you operate from a clear sense of who you are, your strengths, your core values, your mission, and your emotional recognition, you don't have to make as many micro decisions throughout the day. Your identity becomes your operating system. The decisions get easier because they're filtered through something stable. It's your authentic core. This is what I call the daily revolution. And it's not a morning routine. It's not a productivity system. It's the practice of choosing every single day to live and lead from who you are, actually. And then you do not have the stress and the burnout. And what's the most beautiful thing about this is it takes minutes and not hours. So I'm going to give you 3 daily revolution tools you can use starting today. First, when you feel triggered, pressured, and you're ready to react from that old pattern from a long time ago, stop and do some breathing. Just take 3 slow breaths. Then ask yourself one question. What would my strongest self do right now? That's it. The breath creates the space. The question redirects your brain from a threat response to your authentic self. And then you're not suppressing the reaction. You're actually giving yourself the half second to choose your response. And then tool number 2 is the question revolution. So many times I talk to leaders about leading with questions, but they forget to ask themselves some questions. So this one works brilliantly at the start of your day and also in the middle of a hard moment. Get curious before you react. Ask, why am I feeling this? What old story is activating? And then pivot. What story do I want to live instead? Questions redirect the brain. They pull you out of reactive autopilot into conscious design. The leaders I work with who get to practice this consistently tell me it changes the entire texture of their day. And then tool number 3, the affirmation revolution. This is one of my favorite ones. This is strengths-based, not generic positivity. Speak your specific wiring, which are your strengths, directly to the situation you're facing. If your top strength, for example, is strategic, and you're walking into a chaotic meeting, your affirmation might be, I've got this. I can see patterns others miss. I bring clarity to complexity. This room needs what I naturally offer. Just saying that to yourself. Every time you're doing this, you're rewiring your brain through your neural pathways. Your brain is learning, this is who I am now. The old pattern loses its grip. The new identity gains traction. Together, these 3 tools are the foundation of your daily revolution. They don't require a new schedule. They require a new decision. I'm going to design my day from the inside out. So here's your challenge for this week. I want you to pick one of these 3 tools and use it in a real moment of stress or reactivity. Not in theory. I want you to use it in practice. I want you to notice where things shift. And if you want to go deeper into understanding your own wiring so that the daily revolution has a substance behind it, and if you want to go deeper into understanding your own wiring so that the daily revolution has a real substance behind it, take the free Authentic Imprint assessment. It's 3 minutes. It'll give you clarity on your strengths, your values, and your mission all working together. And you'll find it at danawilliamsco.com. The link is in the show notes. Until next time, this is Dana Williams. Go dominate your day.